Is my audio good?
Yeah, yours is fine.
Don't worry, I won't be vaping into the mic.
That's hilarious.
You're listening to the Fortnite Community Podcast with your hosts, Too Loud TX and Nolxero.
What up, and welcome to another episode of the Fortnite Community Podcast. I'm your host, Too Loud TX, and here with me today, the one, the only, the one HP killer, Nolxero. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Right now, I am just trying to take cover and avoid this meteor strike. It's really scary out here right now. It's a scary time to be in Fortnite.
Scary place to be.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I would say, as we have nicknamed probably every location in this game, get out of Tilted Towers and go to your girlfriend's house.
Correct.
Yeah. Over there.
If she'll have you. I mean, I don't know the current situation for them or y'all or
we're not sure where all the meteors are going to hit either. So we'll definitely be talking about that as we move on here. As always, guys, this show is brought to you by Glomtom, glomtom.com. Use the code Fortnight for 5% off, and obviously to support us. That code should be working again. I was emailed by a couple of you guys who are like, I went to use the code and it didn't work. There was some processing error on the side, and so I think Glomtom has cleared that up. So we should be good to go on it. Please let me know if we are not, and I'll get that fixed here again if we have to. But hopefully you guys are enjoying those. Also, you guys can check out and pass along now. We made it simple for you. If you want to share all of our episodes with your friends and your family, and maybe those that you don't love so much, but we would love for you to share with them the love that you have for Fortnite Community Podcast, you can now go to FortniteCommunityPodcast.com, and that will get you to all our shows, and you can see them all there and enjoy the content the way you want to enjoy it.
You're welcome.
Yes, you are welcome. And you can also jump on our YouTube. We are caught up on there. You can see some victory royales along with listening to some of the episodes. And of course, as always, you can follow us on Podbean. We're on Google Play now, all that good stuff. So tell your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for the support. You've been amazing so far. And I don't want to postpone this any longer, but we have somebody really awesome with us today that I've been reaching out to for weeks. He is a very, very busy man because he has over 420,000 followers on Twitter. And he
seems
controls
like a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's almost 500,000. If you're familiar with that number, maybe that's closer to the explanation you would like. But
yeah, I mean that seems like a lot. I think that's a lot.
I think it's a lot of anything, right? I mean, and he is one of the top. He runs one of the top voice websites in the community, the Fortnite Insider website. Obviously, is the best way to keep up with what's going on in the community, from news, fan theories, which we have some of those today, hot Reddit topics, glitches, content leaks, everything that you want about Fortnite. You're like, what is going on in Fortnite? I'm telling you, if you listen to this podcast and you're not going to Fortnite Insider, you're missing out. But we have him here with us today, Mr. Yousef from Fortnite Insider and the Fortnite_BR Twitter. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on the show. It's been a few weeks since you've been contacting me. I'm glad to finally be on.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously never easy when our friends are across the pond and we try to organize something together. And as busy as you've been, obviously keeping up with Fortnite Insider, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it's not. You have to be on Reddit pretty much 24/7. Otherwise, you miss the news.
Yeah, you're waiting there all the time. I mean, obviously, before we get into you building Fortnite Insider and how this is going, how it's running, tell us a little bit about yourself. Kind of obviously, I said you're across the pond from us here, but where you're from, kind of how you grew up and how you got into gaming in this culture of this gaming community that we have.
Yeah, so I was born in London, and then now I was raised in Birmingham in the UK, obviously. How I got into gaming? Well, I mean, I have an older brother, and then at that time, we had a PlayStation 1. Used to play, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all them sorts of games.
Right.
I've never owned an Xbox. We just went through every PlayStation up to PlayStation 4 pretty much, and then I started gaming on a PC about 3 or 4 years ago.
All right. What game did you get into on PC? What brought you over to there?
Daisy Standalone. That was like the first game that I was actually really interested in, which I got a PC for.
Right.
And then
Right.
from there, I moved to H1Z1, PUBG, and then I played.
You've kind of been around this battle royale scene since it's been growing from the very beginning.
Yeah, I think Armor was the first game, the Armor 3 mod, or Armor 2 or something. Yeah, but I never played that. But once I kind of discovered like Daisy, H1Z1, I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's obviously continues to grow. I'm interested to see as it grows, what else comes from this. Obviously, a lot of steps taken to get Epic to where it is now and to build Fortnite how it is.
Yeah.
But so you grew up, played a little bit of PlayStation, obviously got into some PC gaming. But how did you get into building a website? Like, what brought you to this time in this area in your life? You're like, I want to build a website.
Well, I've been making money online since I was about 15. I'm 23 now, 24 next month. Well, this month actually. So I made my first website as a gaming firm when I was about 16, I believe.
Jeez. All right.
And then I think I was 18 when I first started growing a Facebook page. I actually started on Facebook, growing fan pages. And then I think this is pretty much my second Twitter account I've grown to, a pretty good standing.
What was the other one?
It was a meme page, just like a generic meme page on Facebook. You heard of the Sponge Guy meme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the first people to get on that, and then the Facebook page had about 450,000 likes.
Wow.
And I helped make Be Like. Did you hear about the Be Like Bill meme? Be Like Bill meme.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I also helped start that, and I did some basically free work for a company called Frag Hero. They're one of the biggest gaming sites before it got sold. And I used to help them because the owner used to help me how to manage social media and how to grow it. So I pretty much got all my tips from him because he had a network of about 30 million total.
Jeez Louise. Wow, man. So you've been, and that's awesome. It's awesome to hear, obviously, young people that pursue a dream and start have the dedication, right, to grow something of that magnitude, especially at a younger age. And then as you get into your 20s, obviously, and you've kind of built this rapport over the past 5-6 years, and then now you've I'm sure you've learned, like we have, what some things that work and some things that don't.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the whole thing with social media. You need to kind of test and see what works and what doesn't.
Right. And so
to grow if you're the first to something, usually it's just much easier to grow. So if you know a game's going to get big or you like playing a game, you don't see an account, just make one and you build it and they will come.
Yeah, and it's similar to our situation, right? Like we got into Destiny, but after kind of Destiny had already launched a little bit, we obviously got into the Dad's of Destiny thing, and that was kind of a big deal when Destiny first launched, and that was cool. And we saw initial growth. I remember our first episode had 5,000 or 6,000 downloads, which is crazy for a podcast to get on its first episode. And we networked with a couple people and did that. And then, we saw that go throughout its phases, and we tried some other games and we've done some other stuff. And a similar effect has happened here in Fortnite. We knew that this game was going to grow up and be big. And as soon as we saw what BR was going to be, we jumped on, right? Yeah. And started coming along. And I agree with you. I think that's great wisdom, right? If you want to do it, and you see a game coming out and you want to be the first, that is one of the best times to take the opportunity to launch as a content creator or launch your new focus as a content creator if you're refocusing something.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
So here you have, you've managed some websites, done some things, obviously growing up in here. Tell us about what brought you to Fortnite and what brought you to Fortnite Insider and creating specifically, I want to know, Fortnite_BR. How did that work out? Why not, something else? Fortnite, Battle R or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I came across Fortnite when I used to play PUBG a lot. I love battle royale games now. So I was starting to get bored of PUBG. Like, I didn't like the speed of the gameplay. Like,
Right.
I used to love it, but then I was like, it's a bit boring. So then I'd always be looking for battle royale games. I'd always look for the next thing because I'm hooked on battle royale games. So then I came across Fortnite, and I thought this is actually a fun game. This is like the most fun I've had playing a game in years, to be honest.
Right.
So then Fortnite BR, I mean, it's just easy to remember. It's it's a good name. Fortnite Insider, I don't really know how I came up with that. I think it's just the first thing that popped in my mind. It's either Fortnite Insider or Fortnite Informer.
Right.
And then I thought Fortnite Insider sounds better, so I just went with that.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely catchy, and I even saw some of the obviously you did a good job, and you've done a great job to this point, not just by community favor, but Epic has also recognized you in a couple posts I've seen lately. I saw a couple of the higher ups at Epic retweet this week, specifically your article about, and what we're going to talk about is about the fan theories on the comment, right? In the Morse
I
code.
think that was Mark.
Yeah, Mark did.
Found it. Yeah,
Mhm.
he actually put a tweet out. I think this was like 2 months ago, where he said, "Great work from independent account under at Fortnite_BR." I was like, "Geez, that's pretty amazing that he's kind of recognized me like that. He's actually like put out a tweet just for me."
Right, and that is awesome, and it feels good, right? Like as a content creator, you get
amazing.
recognized. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great. I was like, I was freaking out. I was like, "Oh my god!"
No, dude, we're right there with you because we've been in that. We understand it. Like obviously, we love to hear from the fans, and we love to hear from other people that love the game.
Yeah.
But and I think anybody that's a content creator can say, like, when you hear from a dev, especially somebody high up like Mark, and it's like, hey man, we see what you're doing, great job, keep going. Like even that can, give you the encouragement to keep going for another year, right? Because like it's so encouraging, and for any devs that are out there, I know some of you guys listen to the show, it is so encouraging to hear, obviously, you guys reach out to other content creators or to us or to another content creator, and just that little bit of, hey, we see you, you're doing awesome, is such great encouragement, right? To like give you that motivation to like, hey, you know what? When I don't feel like I can stay on, Reddit right now for another few hours, I got to get some sleep, or I can't do another post. I need to, do something else. Like that little encouragement can sometimes keep you going a little bit extra.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
true because I work until about 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and then I wake up at about 8, and then it's difficult especially when it's patch notes. I want to get it out straight away, and not even kidding. I wake up and I'm literally just refreshing the Epic's website. Just come out with the patch notes because I want to be the first one to get it out.
And you
I'm
are
so tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am. Sometimes it's Fortnite Intel. I mean, they do a great job as well.
Right.
But
right.
Obviously, my competitive side, I always want to be the first to get all the news out.
Right. No, and that's it is definitely amazing to see, obviously, you and dropping some of the news and stuff that you do drop. It's incredible. So,
Yeah,
do you do anything else besides manage Fortnite and Fortnite BR and Fortnite Insider right now?
Yeah, so I have a couple of other businesses that I have to take care of, and a couple of new projects I'm working on. And then it's been about 3 weeks now. I've also been managing Dexerto's social media. I'm not sure if you heard of Dexerto. They're a huge esports news website. They approached me, I think, about 6 weeks ago, and they were interested in me kind of taking on a role of social media manager for them. And I was kind of thinking about it because there was so much going on. I was like, can I really do this? And I decided to pull the trigger and just go for it. So I've been managing their social media accounts on Facebook and Twitter for the past 3 weeks, as well as all the other stuff that I've got going on.
You are a busy man, Yousef. You are a busy man. Holy cow.
I like staying busy.
Well, you definitely are. And if anybody knew, like, I hate to keep bugging you when I was asking you to come on the show, because obviously I even know now how busy you are. So thanks so much. But so here you are. You've built Fortnite Insider. You've even got some great feedback from the devs, like we said. You've built the Fortnite BR Twitter account. you said you're managing all this stuff. Do you do it alone? I mean, is there anybody else helping you out right now?
So the website, my sister actually helps me because she's actually plays Fortnite as well, and she loves the game as well. So
Okay.
I actually got her into Fortnite because so her especially, she's mainly playing Call of Duty. She's like World at War, same as me.
Right.
Obviously I was playing like PUBG and other games as well. But
Best Call of Duty, by the way. Nolxero's favorite, World at War.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, she helps me with it. She writes some of the articles because my grammar sometimes is absolutely terrible. Like usually I'd kind of look for the topics and stuff and should write it, but there would be some that I'll be writing, but it's pretty much just me and her that do it.
Right.
There's no one else. So yeah.
Man, that is.
I probably will need to get a few people on board because it is pretty difficult trying to always be looking at Reddit. I mean, there's been a few times where the news tab on the game.
Right.
I'd literally be like this Tuesday, I literally had a feeling like I was just thinking to myself, something's definitely going to come out. Like, I had this feeling, so I'd be working and I'd have my PlayStation on another monitor, and I'd be constantly refreshing it, and there was nothing. I go off for 10 minutes and there's news. I'm like, oh my god! So I definitely need someone else there that can kind of help me out.
Yeah, to catch it first is always so hard, man. Because I mean, dude, when you have 5 million, 4 million, whatever the number is now, right, of players.
Yeah.
And you get or whatever 40 million players, and you get 3 million concurrent players at a time. For you to be the person that catches it is tough. I can imagine the stress that might bring to you at times, for sure. Did you expect the success that you've had? Like when you saw Fortnite at the beginning and you built Fortnite Insider, did you expect, and like you said, you've been around, you've done quite a few different things, the success that we've seen?
To be honest, no, because I mean, when I think about the account, I don't really remember anything before like 100k followers, to be honest with you, because I remember in January, that's when it blew up, but before then I never really thought, I mean, I love the game, but I never really thought it would get to like this level, and I don't really think anyone could have really anticipated how Fortnite blew up. So I didn't really expect Insider to get as big as it did, to be honest.
You probably weren't thinking it was going to be as big of a job as it is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool because I go into some Twitch chats and I type something and people are like, oh, it's Fortnite Insider. I'm like, yeah, that's me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is awesome. It's always a good feeling as your work gets recognized and what you've done to get there. Yeah. It's no small thing. So what's next for you guys? What's next for Fortnite Insider? I mean, any ideas you can share with us? Any secrets you got coming down the pipeline? Maybe some new things.
We're working on some merchandise for Fortnite.
Okay.
Obviously, we've taken our time thinking of designs because obviously we can't use anything in game. We can't use Fortnite. We can't really use anything that's kind of copyrighted or trademarked or whatever.
Right.
So it's been difficult. I mean, I've spent, I think, like the last 2 months thinking of designs that people actually want to wear. And, there's a charity that I've got in mind that I'll be giving some of the profits to once we do eventually release the merchandise.
That's awesome, man.
Apart from that, I think a revamp of the design, because, I mean, you can always improve. The design of the website isn't amazing. There's a few issues with loading time and stuff like that, so I have to be working on that sort of stuff if I want to be taken seriously in the long run.
Right. No, I totally understand. It's a great layout right now. I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. FortniteInsider.com, or you can follow him on Twitter at Fortnite_BR, and then he has a link there to the Fortnite Insider as well. So make sure you guys check that out.
Yeah, guys, I'm FortniteInsider.com. FortniteInsider.com.
Yeah, FortniteInsider.com as well. So it's amazing, man. You're doing a great job, and in part to your website and the news and all the things you put out. This week our topics are going to be the Fortnite Insider topic of the week. Let's jump into that. All right, so here we are. Fortnite Insider topic of the week. First one we have is the vending machines. Nolxero, have you seen this? The vending machine thing?
I have not seen the vending machine thing.
Bro, you gotta check this out. If you have those show notes, check out that link. This is insane. All right, so obviously, I know Yousef has. He put the article up. But basically, for everybody that doesn't know, like Nolxero, there's this guy. His name was MarkKinney_King on Twitter, at MarkKinney_King. He's playing on his Xbox. He disconnects while he's flying over to do the drop in a match. And as he disconnects, he goes through the broken building that's on the south east corner of Loot Lake. So if you know where the big hill is in front of Dusty Depot, that broken hill that's just north of that, which would just be directly west from Dusty Depot, that broken house that's on top of the hill, that house is where he fell through. And as he falls through this, he gets to the bottom. Looks like he goes through the map, but there is a vending machine there. And on this vending machine, it has a what appears to be a gray chain gun, but it does have a blue background, so it could be the rare version of the chain gun. And it's 250 wood is what it says, and he has the option. How he fell, he has the option to buy now. A little prompt came up on the screen to buy it. So it looks like if you have 250 wood, you could trade it in to get a gun. Essentially, putting these vending machines in a few areas along the map. Another way to use maybe additional resources that you have to buy it. Now, what's super interesting about this is on that screen where it has it, like the little display on the vending machine, it has 3 little bubbles at the bottom, like a website does or some other things. It looks like it has 3 scrolling items it would be able to go to, or you would be able to pick from to get this. Now, my question to you, Nolxero, is, knowing this now, how do you feel about putting a vending machine to purchase an item in Fortnite?
Well, I'm looking at it right now. Is it necessary? I mean, I'm not saying it's not a decent idea. I just don't know. There's loot everywhere.
There's loot everywhere, and what we always say is the best way to get loot is to go get the kills. Right.
Right. I mean, it's an interesting thing to find, but it doesn't excite me. I'll say I'm not like, yes, please give me that.
It depends on what the other scrolling items are. I mean, Yousef, like, obviously, do you think that we would see more than like a rare item in this? Right? Not obviously, they're not going to like put a legendary scar, or epic scar in this, right? I mean, if they did launch it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll find anything like too amazing. And just to add to what you said, there was actually another vending machine found at Lonely Lodge yesterday by a Reddit user called Few Boss. So they're going to be scattered around the map when they do eventually release. I'm not sure if it'll be for a limited time, because there's a Austrian YouTuber who data mines files. He found as a challenge, or I think it was, that it said use vending machine. We did an article on it about a month ago where he data mined it and he found this piece of code that said interact or use a vending machine. So, I mean, I think it is coming, but I don't know if it's going to be temporary, or, you know, if they're going to change how much wood or whatever, if you can actually get a weapon. Or
so what if it's a LTM? What if it's a limit time mode where no loot falls on the ground and you only get your loot, or maybe only common things fall on the ground, right? Or uncommon. Like fall on the ground, and anything above that you have to get from a vending machine.
Dude, I'd hate that.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I would not pay that.
I'm going to stick with the fun mode.
They would just grieve people because you would just sit by the vending machine and kill people when they come. I mean,
yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. Maybe these are randomized.
But if you think about it, 250 wood, it's not really a lot. So
No.
then to get a weapon for 250 wood, I don't really think that's a good idea personally. I think if they wanted to introduce it, you'd have to give them a lot more wood, and probably I'd say brick instead of wood.
Yeah,
It'd have to be almost like a gun you can't find somewhere else, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
it only comes out in the vending machine. That would be the push.
yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe that's where the value would be.
But I honestly think if they, with what Yousef's saying, that they found a challenge that it kind of seems like it coincides with. I honestly feel like this season, with the challenges that we've seen, I feel like they've been trying different things to see like how they can affect, players, and how they can affect map, and actually try just different ideas. I mean, with like landing in certain areas on bullseyes, or going to, ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be just another test for them, right? Is like, they may have this little idea about this vending machine that we don't really fully understand yet, and then they're just, well, let's put it out on a challenge and see kind of how that plays out.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. That's probably what's going to happen. I would definitely agree with you. I mean, maybe.
I think it's a good idea as well because I mean it prevents people all from landing at tilted. Because I mean usually now after tilted, the middle game is pretty boring to be honest because half the people are dead. So
Right.
I think these changes that they have added, just at least for the first 2 days, it means that not everyone's dropping at tilted or these busy locations.
So you say that about tilted, and I have a quick question I meant to ask you earlier. I didn't want to interrupt you. But you said you were playing PUBG and you didn't really like the pace of the game. And immediately I thought, how did you like Blitz, Yousef?
I loved it actually, to be honest, but I don't know. I mean, it's good. Like I did like it, but I don't know. Like I did die in the storm a lot. Like no matter how much, like it's. I mean, I guess that's a point though. Like you know, you have to be quick. But overall, I did enjoy it. It's probably one of the I'd say top 3.
Did you play a lot of solos of it or squads?
Squads.
Okay.
I played solo, but then sometimes at the time, like I get time to play, I have to queue up with random people, and they really can't play. So that's probably why I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have. Because I mean, I'm trying to build a ramp and put a jump head on. They're just trolling me. They're just literally taking down my ramp. I'm like, oh jeez.
Oh my god.
Well, no more joining up randomly. You got to join our Discord. We got lots of actually good, decent players in there. So the hours you're awake, we definitely are up playing.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down for that. At least I don't have to play with some random people who just want to troll me.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to do that. Especially the shooting out your ramps and stuff. That's horrible. I will say this. I really love the squad mode. David, even now this whole week, he's been like, let's play it like we're playing Blitz. Let's go, 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 go. And it has helped us, I think, loot and move a lot better. Some great things learning from those tricks. Like, right now, if you loot and you stay around too long because of how loud the fight is, and this is one thing me and David are always trying to be conscious of because we haven't been that great, especially me. I haven't been that great about it in my whole time playing Fortnite is when I win a fight and I'm getting the loot, like get the heck out of there. Like get my loot and move because someone else is probably going to show up.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's one thing that Blitz taught really well. The other thing is I just feel like solos worked better in Blitz because you didn't have this situation where people were camping out at the end of the map. And I think even Ninja said this when I was watching him yesterday. I watched him while I was at work all day. And he was at the end of a map and literally like he was saying, what good is this? Like right now, what happening giving the guy an extra 2 or 3 minutes to hide until I find him and kill him? Like, what's the point? The circle was so big and there was only 2 people left. And I think Blitz really shined in solo mode more than anything else because of that situation.
Yeah, there was actually a few rumors. I don't know how true they are. They're probably not true. Or that they want to do something like Blitz for like esports, like something like that. So it's not boring. Like, but if you look at PUBG esports, I mean, no offense, it's so boring. Like, I could literally fall asleep watching it.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, if you want to watch PUBG content, watch highlight reels because that's the only interesting PUBG content there is.
Exactly. I mean, if you watch these tournaments, it's just so boring.
Yeah.
What if they did a thing where the Storm's movement was based on players alive?
Yeah, I mean that could work.
Almost like bring an unpredictability to it because at one moment it could be like, well, the Storm's going to move in 3 minutes, but then 30 people die, and it's like, oh no, Storm's moving now.
Yeah, I would like to see how to implement to give you that notification, right? Because so much of this game is planning your movement.
Yeah.
Right. Even in Blitz, we could plan the movement a little bit. Me and you are always talking through that, Dave, when we're playing. You're like, okay, where are we going? Right.
Right.
So I think it depends on how it would notify you, right? Like if all of a sudden there's a huge decrease in people, is it, hey, you have 15 seconds, you have 30 seconds?
I think you just give it like a countdown, something like that, where it's like, Storm's moving, and kind of give some kind of notice, like this is happening right now. You better start moving.
Right. Yeah, you got 30 seconds. We did have 3 minutes on the clock, but now you have 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that's actually a great point that I didn't ever think of, Yousef, is like them building it for the esports scene and making it sure it's entertaining, because there's a lot of good video games that are out there, right? A lot of good games, but a lot of them can't be esports because they're not that enjoyable to watch. They're more enjoyable to play. First one that comes to my mind, and what I mentioned earlier, was Rainbow Six Siege. It's a really fun game to play, but man, it is tough to watch sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's what Epic have to kind of work on. Like, obviously, I mean, these guys have done amazing. Pretty much everything they've done has been amazing so far.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure they're going to get this right. They've had enough time to think about it and perfect like what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. And obviously, one thing that we don't think would be awesome is maybe a vending machine LTM mode.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
even waste your time.
we've gotten way off the line here. But we'll see. I think you're right. I think you guys are probably right. The conclusion here is probably that these vending machines are going to come for maybe even next week's or a week after that. Sometime we're going to see, hey, go to a vending machine and cash in, or get a weapon, right, as one of the weekly challenges. So that'd be really cool. I really do like them doing things like this and bringing new items into the game just to do a challenge. It really continues to move the needle when it comes to what Epic's doing with the weekly and daily challenges. I cannot say it enough. The change from season 2 to season 3 has been phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
In that, and I know we've enjoyed it a lot.
Speaking of challenges, apparently there's also more data mined code, something to do with gnomes. You have to find gnomes. I'm not sure if that'll be next week, or I'm pretty sure it'll be in season 3, where you have to find gnomes. And apparently there's also one called use a jetpack in the challenges. So let's wait and see.
Maybe LTM mode to use a jetpack. I'm curious. I am curious about how that was going to turn out. I didn't even know the gnome was in the brick wall when you put it up sometime. That really freaks me out. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but if you build a brick wall, sometimes it will have a gnome in it.
Really? Wow, I've never noticed that before.
David, are you the one that I talked to you about it when I saw it?
Not me.
Okay,
I've seen it before, but
yeah, it freaked me out. Somebody put up a brick wall, and a gnome was like at an angle sideways in the brick wall. And I'll try to get it, Yousef. I'll try to get a picture for you next time I see it. And shoot it to you. It's got to be on a saved video somewhere. But it freaked me out. They're like, "Oh yeah, you never seen that?" And I'm like, "No, I've never seen that." Like the guys I was acting like it was normal. I didn't know. It was really crazy. But yeah, gnome sideways in the. You guys out there, tweet at him, tweet at me, and let us know if you've seen that. Maybe you guys, somebody out there has a picture of it. Really crazy. I mean, one of the other things I would like to ask about, and obviously one of the things that's been data mined and talked about, is Tilted Towers going away.
God, this one's been crazy for the past few days.
It has, right? I mean, we have this comet coming to town that I guess they've data mined and broken down. And actually, you have images on your website that come, I believe, from the Reddit post of the comet itself in the air, right?
Yeah, one of the images, yeah.
Yeah, and then after you released this one, and I read through this theory of how the nuke was going to hit Tilted Towers and all this stuff, then you got the Morse code thing that has to do with the vibrations that people are getting.
Which is just ridiculous. I don't know how people even come up with that.
That's exactly what Nolxero said last night.
I said people are psychopaths in like the best way.
We got a tinfoil hat on as well.
Right.
So for everybody out there that's wondering, in this past week's update, we got these telescopes on a couple different hills. One's over by Tilted Towers, above Tilted Towers area. One is over one of the hill that's over by Fatal Farms. Is there another location? I'm trying to think. But those two locations mainly had some chests added and had telescopes sitting out with tents now. And they're all pointing like up to the sky to, if you guys look up at now, you can actually see this really bright, looks like a bright star. And it's not the moon or the sun. It is an additional bright star in the sky. And that is what they are calling the comet. And according to all these theories and all this stuff, and you guys can go read more details on the Fortnite Insider, FortniteInsider.com. And basically, what we were being told is it was supposed to, Morse code said it was supposed to happen today. I don't know if it's going to on April Fool's. But it's supposed to, a crater is going to hit Tilted Towers, right? There's a distress call. The assumption is it's hitting Tilted Towers. I mean, Yousef, what do you think about all this news essentially you've helped break?
Oh, man.
And these are all theories, by the way. By the way,
just sum up a bit crazy. Like, how people come up with this stuff it actually blows my mind how people can even have the imagination to come up with these sort of things. But, I mean, there is a new Reddit post where they actually said it's most likely going to be on the 18th of April. Like, there's just loads of stuff behind it, which I didn't want to get into of how they've even come up with this. But they are saying that it's on the 18th. So it wouldn't be today. It'd be on the 18th. And, I mean, the theory behind it is just unreal. But, I mean, if it's true, then, fair play to this guy. That's it's on the front page of the Fortnite BL Reddit. So if anyone wants to check that out.
Yeah.
It's man, I just don't understand how people like have the imagination. I mean, they're comparing the map to Poland, and then saying one of the cities is like a ghost town because of World War II. It was nuked or whatever, and then that exact location is Tilted Towers, and it happened, on April 18th or something. They're just going completely into it, and I'm like, geez, like.
So for a multiplayer game, how crazy is this, right? Like that this is starting to happen. There's so many people, and I think I find it really interesting. Like it's almost like we're playing an open world game in a way where these people are creating backstories and ideas and fan lore essentially into this game. And maybe all Epic did was like, hey, we have this cool space issue going on. Let's throw a comet in the sky and add some telescopes, right? Like that could be the case.
Yeah, it could be.
It's probably not. I'm guessing some of this is right, not all of it. But
I want to know if the Poland thing is right.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a map of Poland and compare it to the Fortnite map, it does actually look pretty similar. But I think people are just
reaching.
Yeah. Personally, but I mean, I can't really see them getting rid of Tilted Towers. On one hand, I can because I do kind of think it ruins the middle game since it's been out. But on the other hand,
right?
I mean, most people love Tilted Towers, so if they got rid of it, I mean, you're going to be seeing some mad players. I mean, if you saw my Twitter DMs, people think I'm Epic Games, and the amount of abuse I get is unreal, even though I just laugh at half of it.
I can't even imagine because we get a few things like, when is the Android version coming out? Help me with my account. And it's like, bro, we aren't even close to even what you are, let alone we have no contact directly with Epic as far as this stuff goes.
If you saw some of the messages I got, oh my god, it's unreal.
Actually, I think it would be funny to see some of the messages you have.
Yeah, I was actually considering doing that as like a weekly segment, like top 5 funniest tweets, but just everything else, like the picture or whatever.
That would be funny. So, David, what do you think though? If Tilted Towers is gone, and I know you have mixed feelings about it, right? Maybe they do what you said. Maybe Tilted Towers like an island all by itself off to the side somewhere, later on, or maybe it's on a different map where it's a smaller map and they have this city idea. I mean, do you now that it's played out, now that we've had quite a bit of time playing it, we've gone through some different LTMs. Do you think Tilted Towers would be good to go away? You would think it would be good for the map?
Well, I definitely think it'd be good for BR for Tilted Towers to go away. It's funny all this comes out this week because I don't know if you remember earlier in the week, I had told you about a video I watched where they were talking about Tilted Towers was going to be removed from the game. And I actually said, I don't think Epic's going to remove it from the game. Like, I just don't see it happening. And now here we are actually talking about a conspiracy to remove Tilted Towers. I don't know. There's a part of me that likes Tilted Towers, like for the games that I'm like, dude, I just want to go in and just like really throw it all at the wall and see what happens. And I think you can have fun with that. But the problem is that happens almost every game, regardless if you show up. So I agree with Yousef a lot. It really does ruin a lot of different aspects. There's up until recently, and mainly because of challenges, are we seeing more diversity in landing and actually, I don't know, getting a more diverse, like kind of how it used to be feel. But like you land at some places, like dude, it's a gamble. Like sometimes you can land over at Retail Row and you can have just an all-out war like it used to be. And
Right.
sometimes you can land at Retail Row and nobody goes there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I definitely do agree with you that the new challenges have changed it up quite a bit, right? As far as we breaking up the 50 people go to Tilted and let's play team deathmatch, as you put it, right?
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd really love to hear Epic talk about how they feel about Tilted Towers.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, if they get rid of it, some people might be like, well, they agreed that it needed to go. And it's like, well, they may have agreed, like, because pressure and stuff. But I'm really curious to see. They know the numbers of, like, the average amount of people, I'm sure, that fall there and how many deaths take place there. And just, I'm sure they have a lot of stats on the actual landing spot. And I'm just curious what some of that equates to. And, if they don't like Tilted Towers and they want it gone, like what were some of the, besides the community wanting it gone, what were some of the key, determining factors?
So
Yeah, I mean,
go ahead.
I was going to say maybe that's the reason why they put these changes in there, to see if people are going to kind of move away from Tilted. They probably realize a lot of people land there, so maybe they added these challenges where you have to land in different locations, eliminate people in different places on the map. Maybe they want to see if that's going to help kind of clear away like some of the people that land there, and if it doesn't, then maybe they'll remove it.
Yeah,
maybe. Well, what I would like to see is I would like to see the mid game numbers before Tilted and the mid game numbers after Tilted.
Yeah.
Like, how was the kills spaced out throughout the entire range of the game before Tilted, and how are they now? And I think that would tell a lot. The other thing is, let's say it does go away. The comet hits, boom, blows up Tilted, and all that's in the middle is a vending machine. No, I'm kidding. But just a vending machine, 250 wood. Get your machine gun. Obviously, that would be hilarious, bro. The whole thing's gone, and all it is a vending machine sitting in a crater in the middle of that thing. And it literally gives out scars. That would be insane. Can you imagine the monstrosity that would cause?
Yeah, that'd be worse than Tilted.
But say it does happen. It does go away. What do you guys think is going to happen with that spot? Is it a under the construction type of spot? It's like, oh, we're rebuilding, and here's a few little buildings to try it out, right? Because this is an idea they could go with. Is like, how big do we make this area? Like, when does it get healthy? You know what I mean?
I'd say they'd move some of the places on the west side of the map. They'd kind of separate that, because if you look at Greasy Grove, Shifty Shafts, and Tilted, they're really close together. So if they did get rid of Tilted, maybe they would just kind of space things out. They'll be on the map.
Yeah, they could literally almost move the soccer field towards Tilted a little bit, and then move some of the things off the coast, right, that aren't getting a lot of usage. Because I don't think Shifty Shafts, I don't think that like the Shores and the Haunted Hills and Junction are probably getting the use they would like to see, right? So maybe they could pull those things in a little bit and do that. That's actually a really good idea and something interesting.
I think you should move Loot Lake, either get rid of it or just move it. I mean, I can't stand Loot Lake.
I can't either. I don't like that one. I don't like Moisty Mire, but Moisty doesn't ever really come into play unless you got a circle ending there. But
yeah, I mean, I hope the comet lands in Loot Lake. Gets rid of all the water, and then you have your vending machine there.
What if it hits Loot Lake and it floods Tilted Towers? So now, in order to get through Tilted, you're wading through water. That will deter a lot of people from going there.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
not at Tilted. If it remains its current state with just some water there, like that's not stopping nobody. I actually thought about this today. This is a really interesting event going on, right? However this shakes out, they could actually kind of delay ever really needing to put out a new map for a while if the map continues to evolve, right?
Yeah.
So you have like this meteor come in, and maybe like they put up like a kind of like I don't know, some kind of meteor defense or something. That's like, oh well, since it's all space based this season, they put up this stuff to kind of like, hey, we're not going to let this happen to the map again. And so like whatever group in the game puts together this like space station / like comet defense thing, and then you go from there, and it's like maybe next season it's like I don't know, maybe
a hurricane or another natural. Yeah.
And like there's like an all-out war between assassins and whatever group, and so they can just play around with these different ideas and actually have like a way to evolve the map, so like things that weren't there or that are there now are gone, and actually it would change a lot of things, right?
Yeah. No, that's a good idea. I mean, they do things no other BR game has done, and to have an evolving map would be something no other BR game has done. Right.
I mean, how would you guys feel about a new map?
I mean, I would like new areas, but I don't really necessarily want a whole new map. I'm in the middle ground there.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, carry on.
No. I was just gonna say, on a new map, the only problem I have with that is I don't know how PUBG does it because I don't watch their stuff. So I don't know if it's splitting the player base at all. Like, do they select what map they're going to land on?
I think it's random.
Or is it just random?
Yeah, it's random. And since the new map came out, if you get put into that map, people just leave it. So I think that I'm pretty sure I said 2 months back that you're going to have an option to choose what map you want to play on.
Yeah, so see, then that's what would be my concern is like if people don't like the new map and they just quit out, you're like stuck playing like 30-man BR or whatever, and it's just like, oh, this is boring. I don't know. I think the evolving map idea would be really cool for that reason too. Is like you would get changes and things would change, and they could even do terrain and stuff as they have like natural disasters happen, and so you'd always be in like this kind of familiar area, but also be getting new content.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if you listen to Ninja, he says he doesn't want new maps. He wants it. I mean, I've never played League of Legends, but he said it should be like League of Legends, where they just kind of evolve the map instead of making a new one.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the largest free-to-play, well, besides this game, the largest free-to-play game ever, League of Legends, right? Was
League, but those days are over. Now it's Fortnite.
Yeah, now it is Fortnite. I agree. I think we already saw the first iteration of that, right? They came to us and they said, hey, look, we're going to add this in. I mean, look, they could take some of these storytellers that they've taken out of other IPs from Epic and have them come in and build this idea of creating a story around the BR side and this evolving map that's going to continue for seasons and seasons and seasons to come. I just think, like, say a meteor hits the Earth, and all of a sudden next month we find out that there's been some aliens take over Pleasant Grove, right? Or Pleasant Park, right? And, Retail Row or something, right? And all of a sudden the buildings are changing there, and things that we find there are different, or whatever. I mean, they can literally do whatever they want, and I think that's what's really fun about this, these theories and this news that you broke on your website, and some of that is, it's just fun, right? To have these conversations and be in this community that can, I think Nolxero said it many times, they've created a game where literally anything can happen, and that's what makes the game so fun too. Right? And that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to do something on the east side now, because pretty much most people land on the west, like Pleasant Park, Tilted Towers. That's where most people are landing. So it's
we land usually Retail Row, Fatal Fields, and then Prison sometimes. That's about it. Like if we're landing, I'm saying on that side of the map.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, you're right. We're landing Greasy Grove, Pleasant Park, Tilted Towers. You know what I mean? Like, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are landing. I would like to see them like do maybe something a little more at the industrial area that's in front of Retail Row. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe fix Salty Springs up a little bit more. Give it some more loot. Give it some more things. And then put something. I think the only place they really need something is between Prison, besides like building up the areas they already have, is between Prison and Retail Row. Like, there's a big gap there that nothing is there. Yeah. And I think it'd be really cool to put something there. But yeah, we'll see. I'm with you. I think hopefully the map will keep evolving. And guys, like I said, you can go check out all this information at FortniteInsider.com. So make sure you guys check that out, FortniteInsider.com. You can see all these articles. We'll have them all linked in the show notes as well, so you guys can go read them yourself. Get in on the conspiracy theories of Fortnite.
Get your tinfoil hats out.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into this week's patch notes and see what's new inside Battle Royale. All right, so here we are, patch notes 3.4 come out. Some really cool things are coming out in this. We had the missile launcher and the teaser that came out. It was really cool. Everybody got super hyped about. And Sniper Shootout version 2 came out. We had some Save the World changes, which for all you Save the World people, believe it or not, Nolxero and I are going to do. We promise this week we're going to launch for you a Save the World episode that will get you all caught up on what's going on, the changes that have come out, and what you can enjoy in Save the World now, and why Nolxero thinks it's headed in the right direction. So that will be coming out this week. So we're not going to cover Save the World here, but we will be covering some of that for you guys this week. Also, we had the new rabbit skins that came out as well. We had the Boogie Bomb fix. We had the egg launcher, which is one of my favorites. And then we had the shotgun rarity changes. So real quick, running through these, let's take the guided missile for one. Obviously, Yousef, you've probably seen tons of articles and Reddit posts about this. People have been doing the craziest stuff with this thing, man. Saving their teammates that are in storm by picking them up on the missile. You have obviously killing people with the missile, right, in some crazy ways. People self-righting the missile, like Myth, who I think did it first. And you have obviously Ninja following suit many times, shooting other people. Courage from Optic Gaming was on with Ninja yesterday, and they were like literally doing this almost every game. A lot of really fun things coming out of it, but I've only gotten to use it one time, and I've played a good amount of games since this thing came out. It's not like I played one night. Like I've played almost except for I've played every night it's come out except for one night actually, and I play for 4 or 5 hours at a time. And I've only got my hands on this one time. And I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. And I think there's some really well-balancing ways they dealt with it. But I don't know, Yousef, have you gotten your hands on one yet?
Funny you say that. I actually got it first time about 2 hours ago. It was the first time I ever got it. I killed like 7 people with it. Easily. I mean, I think it only has 100 health, I believe. So, I mean, you can shoot it down, and then you saw Myth. He impulse grenaded it, and it kind of flew back. Oh, I think he was shooting someone, and they impulse grenaded it, and it kind of moved direction. Yeah. So, I mean, you can counteract it, but if you're like far away and you're kind of scouting the area and you kill someone, it's really easy. Like, as I said, I picked it up today and it was just so easy to get killed. So I'm not, I don't know. I think it's slightly OP. I think maybe the damage should be reduced.
Well, I think some of the people don't know how to interact with that. Right? People don't know how to defend against it yet. You've seen some people that are really good at it that I've seen play like Ninja and stuff. They're kept shooting it down. You have some, which gets crazy because then Ninja starts making the screen go whack-a-holic whenever he's trying to hit somebody so they can't shoot it down. But he had a good point yesterday. It's like, you see missile coming, build real fast. Yeah. Right? So one of the things that's going to make you learn your building and get better at building real quick. You don't have an option now if you want to stay away from the missile launcher. I mean, I do like how rare it is, Nolxero, but do you think like maybe we could see it a little bit more? Or what's your overall consensus of the missile launcher so far?
I think it sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it does. And, the egg launcher sounds way more terrifying than that, though.
They're both pretty bad. Like, I get scared when I hear those sounds. Holy crap. I don't know. I think consistency as far as like how rare it is versus how strong it is. I definitely see the ease of kill, right? Like I was chasing people down with that thing and they're just like trying to outrun it. I'm like, no, you ain't not running nothing.
Right.
but overall, I've only used it a handful of times, so I really have a hard time talking about it.
I mean, what about the balance of it, right? When you're locked in shooting the missile, you are very vulnerable.
Absolutely, and that is a great thing because it is a pretty powerful weapon. I mean, you can really put some stuff down with it.
Yeah,
and I saw the other day when I was playing. You were watching my screen, and I was like standing in the storm and not even realizing it.
right.
In the final, like close to final circle, and so like I went in with like 100 health, 100 shield, and I shot a rocket launcher. I guess I didn't realize like the actual storm was moving. And when I came back to, I was at like 30 health, and I was like, "Oh crap! I gotta get out of the storm."
Yeah.
So
yeah, there's
there's
definitely
definitely some interesting, like as far as its balance and how all those things work. But I, I haven't really been like I haven't been killed by it at all. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, dude, it is overpowered. I gotta calm down. I just know from chasing people down with that thing last night. Like, yeah, I could definitely see where the issues might be when you deal with this, especially like final circles and squads. Like, obviously, if you're playing and you're in solos, I can't imagine that this is a weapon you want to use too much in your solo game because you have to stand still. You don't have partners, so like it's you and this thing, and like that's it. So
Yeah, obviously some of the higher players are using it, and they're in a little bit of a different situation,
Right.
playing pugs. But like for everybody out there that doesn't know, the missile launcher, the damage to player, the epic version is 105, the legendary version is 110, so that's purple and gold. The damage to environment is 1,000.
It's too much.
So that's in crazy amount of damage to walls, to structures. The lifetime is 18 seconds. So basically, there's a countdown as you shoot this missile. You have 18 seconds to drop it. I think that's a little long, personally. I think shortening that will help out. It's probably some of the OP-ness per se that's there. The time between shots is 3.13 seconds. You basically have to wait to get the shot off. The rocket speed, it is a single load, so you do have to reload every time. The rocket speed is 1,300 units per second. And I would venture to say it's almost to the effect of if you hit a jump pad and you're gliding in the air, it's kind of that speed. It's maybe a little bit slower than that. I don't know the exact speed of that, like of your character movement when you're just flying in the air on a launch pad, but it's similar. I would say it has this initial burst.
Yeah.
And then the rocket health is 100. So as Yousef said, you can shoot it down. It's only 100 health. But it's not always easy to shoot it down, especially if someone's going crazy with it. So take it.
I took one down with a scoped arrow that actually last time we were playing. I didn't even think much of it. I don't even think I mentioned it that I had done that. Because I was just curious. I was like, I wonder if I could shoot this thing. I mean, it's not that fast. And
so
sure
it
enough,
actually
shot it a couple times with a scoped AR, and boom, it was down.
So it actually says here that it moves slightly slower than the regular rocket and does the same damage. Okay. And now it's guided, but you can get out of controlling it anytime if you want to. And it does use the rocket ammo. It's found in treasure chests and supply drops. So
is there an indicator if you're getting hit while you're in the rocket screen? Because my problem is I've only used it once or twice, and I did get hit once when I was using it, but I don't really remember if there was any indication that I was actually taking damage.
I think it was just my screen color changed. You know what I mean? Like the outline of your screen for a second.
Right.
When I died, when I was using it, if you remember, I did die for everybody out there. Yeah, I'm scrub. I killed a couple people and then I died with it. Literally, I was standing out in the open. It was insane. It was crazy. But don't do that. Word of advice. Hide away somewhere where you don't get shot so easy. Don't be too loud. So yeah, I think it's really cool. I agree with you. Maybe Yousef is correct. Maybe it is a little OP. Maybe shorten the lifetime a little bit, and the damage to the environment might really help it out.
People say when something's like rare, people say, "Oh, yeah, it's hard to find, so it's fine." But then if someone gets it, they're at a huge advantage. So
yeah,
I mean, when you look at the boogie bar, I'm pretty sure it's like 15 seconds that you were dancing for, or 10. I think it was 10 or 15. So I mean, if I was Epic, I'd probably look at the lifetime of the because it's 18 seconds. I'd say reduce that to like 10 to 12 maybe, because you can pretty much scout like a pretty big circle with that, so you can pretty much see what's going on with when you shoot a rocket. So I think that should be reduced.
Yeah, as far as you can go, like right now, you can go pretty freaking far with this thing.
Yeah.
It's like maybe you don't need to be scouting and covering that area. That's 200 meters away, 300 meters. Like, okay, wow. Especially when other people are in fights, man. You catch another group fighting each other, that thing just starts demolishing people.
Yeah, that's how I used it today. That's how I got so many kills.
it
It was by prison. Like people shot at me, so I just kind of hid behind the wall and just shot at them, and it's just so easy.
Yeah, that is that'll do it. That's for sure. And then obviously, like I said, we got the egg launcher. That thing is insanely loud. I don't know if you guys have heard this thing. I do love the bounce though that the egg has. And one little tip I'll throw in here real quick is someone's rushing you. I notice Ninja does this a lot. He shoots the egg off his own ramp in front of him to give it the initial bounce, and then falling in or shooting up to someone's platform that's building above him. It's really impressive, but dude, that thing is a huge egg, and it is loud, and when it's coming at you.
Yeah,
you cannot get away from that thing. It is crazy. And then we have
it's easy to use, and the when it's like a normal grenade launcher, I think it's easier because when you shoot out them bullets, when it's like the normal one, like it bounces around a lot more than like the snowball one and the egg one.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's just so much easier to use.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the snowball one, and you bring up a good point, and the egg are really similar. And how the grenade itself is reacting.
Yeah.
Right, and the bounce and the properties it has. I would like to know, maybe they use the same properties. It'd be really interesting. The egg has a ton of bounce. I'll say that. I don't know if the snowball had that much.
No, the snowball didn't have that much bounce at all. It was really, snowball was really easy to put exactly where you want it. I mean, you could basically roll it up to somebody's feet.
Yeah, we did that a few times. The shotgun color and rarity change happened. This has been a big question. I wish I could have grabbed the soundbite that I heard on stream the other day, but they were asking all these different streamers, and all these streamers are like, no, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I like blue. Blue's a cool color. Thanks for giving me a blue shotgun. That's a pump, but I don't really care because it didn't change the damage at all. So I think that's kind of my take on it. Like, okay, colors changed. Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. Pointless.
For everybody that's out there, basically, there's no longer a epic tactical shotgun. So there's no longer a purple tactical shotgun. They've all been moved down basically a category or rarity level. And you now have a white, which used to be the green tactical. And there's no longer a white pump or a uncommon white pump. There's now just a rare and uncommon. So it's really interesting, obviously, because I don't know why the change needed to come in play. I wonder if it has to do with like the numbers as far as how, if the map says we want this many rare items on the map and it drops this many rare items. I wonder if that's why they made the color change.
I mean, some people are saying they changed it because of the heavy shotgun. So they're the only epic and legendary shotguns that you can get.
Right. That makes sense. Makes sense. I do love me some heavy shotgun. That's for sure.
I do as well.
I can't stand the uncommon tactical though. It just looks so ugly now.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I just can't. It just annoys me.
I know a lot of people that say they won't even pick up anything but a blue tack now, anyways. So, we'll see where that goes. Well, that does it for the patch notes for this week. 3.4. You guys can go read more of those on.
What about the Beagle?
Oh well, dude. You know what? I'm looking through here, and I wonder. Let me see if I can find it. And everybody that's wondering, I don't know if it happened in this. If they put it in this notes, I wonder if it's undocumented. Let me see here. What we're looking for is the changes to the Deagle, aka the hand cannon. And David, I don't see it on here.
I
But
didn't see it on there either, but I'm telling you, it definitely feels better.
yeah. So I wonder if it's a non-documented change or maybe we missed it in somewhere. Maybe Yousef, maybe you can tell us. But it seems like the first shot accuracy on the hand cannon has been improved. And it also feels that overall its accuracy is better. And the only reason why we come to this is yesterday, as I said, I've said a few times, I was watching Ninja during the day, and he was owning people with this thing. And I was like, I know I am not that bad of a shot. And I know I am not that bad with hand cannons as, I've loved in every game I've ever played. I love the pistols in this game. I love the hand cannon. But I haven't been using it because it's accuracy. But yesterday, me and Nolxero both started using it, and we were mapping people. And
yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, holy crap. Like, it has to be undocumented in there or there's some kind of change to it because
there is.
it definitely feels better.
There is an update actually for it. It says pump shotgun and hand cannon fire animations have been polished, improving readability and snappiness.
Huh. Okay.
That's under art and animation in the patch notes.
Yeah. Maybe that's
Possibly.
the art and animation. Yeah, I do see that there. I don't know. I just know that the gun feels a lot better. You guys let us know. Pick up a hand cannon and let us know, aka the Deagle, and we'll go from there. That does roll it up for the patch notes this week, and we do have a special trick this week coming from our one and our only Nolxero.
You ask, do we have tips? Of course. And do we have tricks? Oh, yes, we do. So listen up.
All right, so Nolxero, let us in. If I'm super frustrated, and man, I'm hitching like crazy, and here we are, both of us are it's happening to, and you're like, dude, I cannot play Fortnite anymore. Literally, the game's unplayable. I think those were your exact lines to me when you told me that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a couple days ago. It was like Thursday or Wednesday or something. I was like, I don't even have nothing to look forward to as far as gaming this weekend. I was like, because I'm not going to play this.
Yeah.
I even texted or I tweeted out at Fortnite game, like, hey, making all this money, why don't you fix the lag? Why don't you fix this hitching? Because, I mean, just so everybody out there understands where it was for me, is I would literally, there was one point, me and Troy were playing duos. We're in Pleasant Park. And there's if you're standing at the soccer field looking down the way with the treehouse on your left and modern on your right, in the back left corner is like this like blue house that's like an L-shaped roof. And Troy had got downed on that roof. I'm literally running over from the next door house building to him. And when I get to the top of the roof and actually see the guy I'm going to shoot, I just like my thing just froze. I just stood still.
Yeah,
and then I take a first shot, and then I'm able to actually interact. And I was like, dude.
And for a lot of us that were playing together, this was happening. It was a very common problem. Like the hitching was starting to get really bad. And
yeah, I mean, I was like, it was so bad that I was like,
when you said to me, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to play the game, that was when I noticed, dude, your problem's way worse than mine right now. Like, I was definitely having some issues where I'd walk into a door after somebody else did, and they'd turn around and we'd go into a fight or something, a gun battle, and literally they would have a push-up second on me, and my game would hitch real bad, like the first time they shot, and I couldn't shoot for a second. And anyways, this was going on, but when you said, dude, it's unplayable, that's when I was like, yeah, something's going on. I was like, dude, I wonder why, right? And as much as knowledge as we have about systems and...
I mean, so... I went into my router. I put my PS4. I made sure it was on a default DMZ to make sure all ports were open. I did a bunch of port forwarding that I could find online. And none of it was changing anything at all. Like it wasn't getting better. It just continued to get worse each night. Troy said something to me about maybe it's the PS4 being old or my memory. And I was like, that's nothing to do with it. I know how networks work and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so we get off that night, and I'm like, kind of like discouraged, like, dude, this sucks. I can't play this game until they fix it. Like, it's just not even worth it. And so I couldn't stop thinking about what Troy said, and I was like, let's look at this. Let's figure, try some things.
Yeah, maybe get the
And-
memory. What would we have to do, right?
Right. So if you're on PS4, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I did, and this 100% completely changed
Everybody.
how it was running.
We've shared this with lots of people, and everybody's had the same result. It's fixed the
Yeah,
problem.
that's true. That everybody's said it's a lot better after this. So the first thing I did was I rebuilt the PS4's database. For anybody that doesn't know how to do that out there, basically you want to turn off your controller. I'm sorry, you want to hold down the PlayStation Home, shut off console, and actually turn off PS4. Like you want to actually shut all the way down. Then you're gonna press the power button, and you're gonna hold your finger down on the power button. And it'll beep once when it's coming on, and you're gonna hold until you hear a second beep. Once you hear the second beep, you let go. You do need to have a USB cord nearby to actually plug your controller into the PS4.
Because it basically goes into a boot mode. Everybody
Right.
knows.
So once you're in there, you'll see the thing that says rebuild database. Now, be very warned here. There are things you can do on this menu that will delete stuff on your PS4. So only do the rebuild database. That's it. If you press anything else, that's on you. That's not on us at all.
Right.
Just rebuild your database.
And it will typically say something like, and I got quite a few games of mine. It said something like this could take up to several hours. It literally took
It does say that, but I haven't seen a single person it's taken more than a couple minutes.
Kyle, it took 75 seconds. For me, it took 112 seconds. So literally, it's pretty quick. As soon as you select that option, it goes back into rest mode for a second, and it pops back on. Your console resets. It comes on. It does it. It clears it. All your games now will not look the same. They'll all be in the library at the end because it is basically clearing the cache and everything else. But
Right.
there was a couple other things you did after that, Nolxero. We actually did this in the reverse order. Me and Kyle did these last two things before we did the rebuild, but you did them after. So either way, it seems to be working. Go ahead.
Right. So the other things I did was, if you go into the PS4's settings, there's a spot when you go into your account management, and there's a spot that says restore licenses. I went ahead and restored my licenses. That I don't think necessarily played a part. I did that just kind of like a hey, let's go ahead and do that. But I think the other big thing that really helps is going into notifications. You press the I say start button, but I think it's
Option
actually
button.
like menu button or options.
Yeah, it's the option. button.
And then you'll see that you have notification settings, uploads and downloads. So you want to delete all your notifications, you want to delete all your downloads, and you want to delete all of your uploads. All those things is just little things that say like, hey, you downloaded this or uploaded that, or someone invited you to a party.
Right.
But what I learned is a PS4 doesn't ever delete them. So if someone invited you to a party 3 years ago, the notification for that party invite is in there.
Therefore, still taking up memory usage when you go anywhere, you do anything. It's processing all those messages, so it's keeping them.
Right. I mean, I had things like Bloodborne was shown as a download and install from 3 years ago or 2 years ago when it came out and I bought it.
Right.
The other big thing is I went in and I deleted all of my conversations, because those also do not delete. I had conversations on there from 3-4 years ago, and I'll tell you, the moment I did this and rebooted the PlayStation and got rid of all the notifications, all the chat, rebuilt the database, all these things, the biggest thing I noticed immediately was the PS4 was snappier. I got back to that feel like how it used to feel and less laggy PS4 menus. And then Fortnite played 100% better.
Right. So you guys check that out. If you have a problem, go ahead and shoot us a DM. We can help you out with it. We'll walk you through the process again. I have some notes here that I can actually put in the patch notes. I'll try to link that. There's also a way to do it on Xbox. So if you guys want to, just go to Google, go search rebuild database. There's multiple links there of how to clear the cache for Xbox One, and everything else. I'm sure if we're having the problem, some Xbox players are having the problem down the road. We're intending on doing a video on this. We just haven't got around to it, but definitely share this with your friends. If you guys are hitching at all, having any stuttering problems, if you don't know what hitching means, basically it looks like you're lagging or you're stuttering or your game's skipping for a second, that kind of thing. If that's happening to you, even if you're falling out of the bus, like this fixed all of that for us. Like we're not having these big problems when we jump out of the bus and the game's freezing up. So definitely go do this, try it out, let us know, give us your feedback. Thanks, Nolxero, for figuring that out, man. You did a great job, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. Definitely shoot us a message and let us know if it helps you. Let's go ahead and jump into this week's mail.
Hey, look here, guys. Look what we've got. We've got mail.
All right, so quickly, we're going to run through these. Willman sent us a message, asked about when the Android version is coming of Fortnite. And as I let him know, and everybody else out there that's wondering, shoot us messages on Android, we don't know. We have no rumors. Yousef, have you heard any rumors of the Android version?
From what I've heard, it's not going to be until like June because there's just so many devices that they have to support.
Until like June? I gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
We got a message from Dallas Dunn, and Dallas has sent us a couple messages. We've gone back and forth. He was actually asking about, I believe he plays with his, let me see. Oh yeah, so he actually plays with his kids as well, and he sent us a message, said that he has a battle pass, and he was wondering could he share his battle pass on other accounts with his kids, and I let him know. Unfortunately, you can't do that. So anybody else that's out there that's wondering, it's a dad or has a sibling as well, you can't share your battle pass that's tied to your Epic account. So you guys need that. But Dallas, thank you so much for the communication back and forth. And thank you, obviously, for your service in the military. We really appreciate it, buddy. Carter Wiring, he said he loved the section about hitching that we had last week, and we had another one for you here. So hopefully, Carter, if you're having any problems, you can. And he actually goes and tells us a story about how he had a one-on-one fight and actually ended up losing it because his console hitched so bad at the end. So hopefully that fix Nolxero dropped on you. We'll fix that for you. Sean Richard, thank you so much, buddy, for supporting us, for shooting out. He's actually on the Xbox. So Chesterville 406 is his gamer tag. So give him a shout out, and go ahead and join up on our Discord, and you can find tons of guys in the LFG to play with there as well. So you guys hit him up, Chesterville 406. And then we also have Jonathan Riviera. And he actually shouted out to us as well, and let us know that he's been listening and been a fan of ours. So Jonathan, thank you so much for that. And then Dexter3232, he actually shot us a message and letting us know that he actually wanted to hear some more drops and talk about guns and talk about location drops going on in the future. So we're going to do that for you guys. So thank you so much, Dexter, for reaching out to us on that. So we'll definitely get to those. Guys, thank you so much. I try to respond to every single person. So every person I called out this week, I actually sent an email back to and had some communication. Some people send me 2 or 3 back and forth. And so we definitely appreciate all the mail we get from you guys. Keep them coming. FortnitePodcast@gmail.com. And we will make sure we do our best to always communicate back to you guys. Because we obviously know how important it is for you guys to take your time out to send us an email. We want to do the same for you guys. Let's jump into our last section of the podcast, our Fortnite Reddit topic of the week.
I'm gonna tell the world.
Fortnite Reddit is the place to be for videos and memes and epic to see.
Ooh, look at my post.
Fortnite Reddit is the place to be for videos and memes and epic to see.
I want to show Epic.
Fortnite and Fortnite BI.
Maybe you want to show Epic, or maybe you want to be on FortniteInsider.com. Go to Fortnite Reddit and post your thing there, and you never know. Yousef might pick you for his next topic on his website. So, hey, you never know, right? That could happen, Yousef.
Yeah.
Hey,
If it's good, yeah.
if it's good, yeah, if it's so. In other words, don't write a sucky post, guys. All right, that's what we're getting at here. No, but all your posts are great. Keep going to the Fortnite Reddit and keep posting over there. And we have this week. We have a message coming from, and I'm gonna try to do this one, but I'm a faux Hugo. I am FAO Hugo. For everybody that wants to know, on Reddit, and he basically has a section where he shows a picture of an idea for LTM section concept play and listing all the LTMs that we've had, kind of like a store item that we see now in the same concept. What's hot, rotating ones that might be a little hotter than others as far as the LTM goes, different things. And it's a really cool idea. I don't think they'll ever drop that many LTMs at one time, because he literally shows 8 LTMs here at one time. But my question to you guys, and I'll hear what you have to say first. How would you like to have more LTM playlists? And do you think it would be cool to have maybe 2 or 3 different LTMs available at a time?
I'd probably say 2, the maximum, because at the moment, like with Sniper Shootout, you've got solo and squad. But I'd say instead have 2 different LTMs. But I think 2's enough, otherwise it's just going to be too much. There's going to be too many players and too many different playlists.
I mean, you have 40 million players. So this is, I'm playing devil's advocate here. Yeah, I play devil's advocate. With that many people, surely you don't have a problem with queue systems.
That's not necessarily true in a concurrent player view.
Right.
That means there's a lot of people, and you got a popular game. That doesn't mean there's enough people to support, 7 playlists.
Yeah, I mean, do you think launching one at a time like they are doing Nolxero is like the only way they can do it?
I think it's the only way. I think they could get away with putting 7 playlists up, and it'd probably be okay. I still see a need for it. I like having the one mode. The community kind of gets to experience it together, and we get to talk about it, and then we move to the next one.
Yeah.
And in some cases, we really, really, really miss the old LTM,
AKA Blitz.
specifically Blitz.
Yeah.
And then we just complain about the rest of the LTMs, like snipers sucking.
Yeah. We didn't talk a lot about snipers. It is an interesting one this time around.
Not really. It's not fun.
I mean, Yousef.
I'm sorry, I shut you down quick.
No, you're fine. Yousef, have you got a chance to play the sniper mode? Version 2?
Played it. Don't mind it. Not the best, but not the worst.
I think
what they should do is, I think before what was last week's one? Blitz, of course, yeah. Before that, I think there was too much of a gap between the LTMs. I think maybe every fortnight they should do one.
There you go.
There you go.
That's right. You take that name and shove it in their face.
Which now the largest fortnight is 7 days. So just so everybody knows, there's no longer a 14 day fortnight. But yeah, so we have that going on. I thought it was okay. It's a decent mode. It's just it turns out into this thing where people are jumping around each other, and whoever gets lucky in a lot of cases, right? Whoever gets lucky is getting the snipe off. Whoever's firing the snipe right. And that seems to be what's occurring. I'm not sure how you solve that. I actually joked and I said we should have a chain gun sniper mode, right? So you either have chain guns or you have snipers. Like you pick your poison, right? Because I would love to see what that would look like. People running around with chain guns. That'd be pretty funny. You could call it. Never mind. I'm going to stay away from that. It might turn out bad. So yeah, look, when it comes to LTMs, I agree with you guys. Actually, I do believe that one mode at a time is a good solution. What I don't understand though is why not drop the LTM? We are limiting it. I get it. It's one rotation right now, and it's been that way. It's probably going to stay that way more than likely. Unless they have some crazy demand. I don't know what would change their belief because it's working, right? Why break something that, is already working? But if this is the case, why don't they just go ahead and offer it in solo, duo, and squad?
Same reason we've been talking about.
But I get that you're worried it would break it up, but if people are playing duos, they're playing duos.
Yeah. Has there any been an LTM with just duo?
Nope.
It's only been squad and solo, right?
Yeah, they were all squad at first. Then they rotated them to start doing solos. After they did the squad, they rotated to solo. I think on the first sniper one, that's what they did. And then the past couple, they've done solo and squad together.
Yeah.
So.
I prefer duo to squad, to be honest.
I would too. I mean, sometimes
Me
me
too.
and Nolxero like to play duos by ourselves and just together, or everybody's offline or whatever. Sounds kind of dirty, just together. But hey, look, we like to play duos, and
We play with each other, okay?
whoa. But we like to play duos, and I would like to try out some of these modes, especially like a blitz mode duo would have been a blast. So I'm interested. I don't know what they're doing. I know there's a lot of people out there suggesting all these options for LTMs in more playlists, and I know every game we've ever been a part of, the more playlists, the better. You know, Halo obviously doing it really well back in the day, having a lot of these playlists and being successful with it. But I don't know if that's something Epic's going to do down the road. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So make sure you shoot us an email, fortnightpodcast@gmail.com, or tweet at us, or tweet at Yousef, and let us know, what do you guys think? Are you wanting, more LTMs available? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you not? What's your idea on it? So, well, as always, guys, thank you so much for listening to the show. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Shoot us a review on iTunes. It really helps us. We'll be reading those in a couple weeks again. Leave us a comment on Podbean. You can also send all your complaints to our email address, fortnightpodcast@gmail.com. Tell us how we suck, how we can get better, what you like, what you dislike. Yousef, buddy, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure having you here, and all your Fortnite knowledge as well. Hopefully we haven't stopped you from getting any great news out. Hopefully Sunday night's been quiet enough for you that you haven't. I know you're probably still sitting there refreshing the Reddit over and over, waiting to see what you need to report. But man, thank you for taking the time out. I know it's super late there for you, getting closer to your bedtime across the pond now. But man, thank you so much for being here, and tell everybody again how they can find you, where they can go see your content, how they can keep up with the best news in the Fortnite community.
You can find us on Fortnite_BR on Twitter and FortniteInsider.com. I'd just like to say thank you to you guys. You said that I've done a great job, but this podcast, I listen to it every week, and you're doing an amazing job yourself. So keep it up.
Man, that is kind.
Thanks,
Thank you.
buddy.
Thank you. From one content creator to another, we appreciate that. So, guys, make sure you're checking out the website. And like I said, we're getting our topics from there. We're getting the news from there. It's a really awesome place. A lot of the stuff we retweet on Twitter is a lot of Yousef stuff. And you said you also have at Fortnite Insider, right? Available. So if they want to follow at Fortnite Insider, right?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No,
I thought you did earlier.
I think someone might have even taken that, to be honest.
If you took that, you need to give it up, boys. No, I'm kidding.
I think it's taken on Instagram as well.
Well, guys, make sure you're following at Fortnite_BR. If you're not, then you're not going with the masses. You're losing out. You can follow us on Twitter at Fortnite Podcast. Follow me on Twitter, TooLoudTX. Nolxero at NOLXERO. And make sure you're checking out the official Reddit pages involved as well, which are the reddit.com/r/Fortnitebr and also /Fortnite. And until next time, guys, dance out those kills and boast in those victory royales.